Present with Johnny Ball. Sorry if any of you were tuning into the live stream just a little bit before, was having some technical issues. Everything froze up. That's never good when you're live streaming. So we're trying again and getting things started. Today I am talking about the perils of DIY. What do I mean by that? Am I talking about home reconstructions and doing odd jobs at home? No, I'm not. I'm talking about doing it yourself, not do it yourself in terms of home fixing and the likes. So stay with me for that. Find out what the perils are of DIY, doing it yourself, after the titles. See you in a moment.
Welcome to the Daily Present with Johnny Ball. Monday to Friday, talking about public speaking and presentation skills and the tools of influence and persuasion. Dance along now.
Come on, can you move it over? That's it, baby. I know you.
God, that intro gets me moving every time. Well, welcome to the show. And so I'm talking about DIY, doing it yourself. This is an issue that comes up regularly on coaching calls. It doesn't only affect people who are doing public speaking and online content creation. It can affect anybody. And there are reasons why they're doing that. Now, I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine that you have a big rock and it has gold in it and precious metals, and you have to push this over the hill to get it home and get it to somewhere where you can break the rock up and use it and make money off it. But on the way up the hill, there are other rocks, other shiny objects that you can see as well. Some of them may have little diamonds in them and other precious stones, and you want to get them as well. And what happens if you do them? You're pushing your big rock up the hill and you start to slow down. You're trying to pick up other rocks along the way. You're trying to balance everything in one go. And maybe even let your big rock drop a little bit and have to start again and start pushing it up again. Or people come and offer you shiny objects and precious things, not necessarily even in exchange for it. Come and look at this. Look how great it is. And you're tempted. You see all these great potential things that you can do in addition to taking the big rock that you have up the hill. Now, maybe you pick some of these rocks up, and the more you pick up, the harder it gets to push your big rock up the hill and get it over the top and get it home so you can make money off the proceeds. This is a lot like life. Whilst that is very clearly a metaphor, we have our big rocks. And there are many other shiny things that we see along the way that look very tempting. And some of them, we even pick them up and try and do them as well as pushing our own big rock up the hill. And we end up slowing down with our big rock. I mean, that's the best outcome, really. Or at worst, dropping our big rock. And what's our big rock? Our big rock is our main source of income and potential. So you have to decide for yourself what your big rock is, at least for now. And you also are going to have to think about what needs to change for you to be able to push your big rock effectively and get it over the top of the hill to where you need it to be, so you get momentum to roll it down and to live off the proceeds once you start breaking up your rock. Okay, so this is a very important metaphor, and I want you to really get clear that it's essential to be able to do this for a number of reasons. One is that you're going to feel blocked if you don't do it. You're going to feel that you're never really going to get to where you want to get to fast enough, and that everything's going to take too long. The other thing is you're going to risk overwhelm. So you're going to probably feel overwhelmed. There's too many things going on. You have too many things to do. And it's very hard to get what really matters and what really needs to be done. In fact, one of the biggest issues I come across with business owners, content creators, and speakers is this one of making sure you prioritize the time to do the tasks that are going to create you income. It's very easy to be busy and to think that that should be generating results for you. We feel that when we're busy, when we're working really hard, that we should get rewarded for that. And if you're working for yourself, you are the person who has to bring in the rewards as well. If you can't be focused on the big things that really matter, and you're not doing income generating activities for your own business on a regular, if not daily basis, then what do you think is going to happen? So being busy is not the objective. doing the right things in the best way possible is. So, don't wear busy as a badge of honor, and don't think that the more work you're doing, the more results you should be seeing. If you're not doing the right things, it's not going to matter how hard you work. So you have to get smart about this. You're going to also find that you're not seeing the results. If you're trying to do too many things at once, you're not going to see the results from it, and certainly not quick enough. It's going to feel like very slow progress indeed. What really causes this then? One of the things that causes this is an inability to say no to things. It's not just shiny object syndrome, but sometimes just not feeling that you can say no or turn down any potential opportunities that may cross your path. You want to try and do as much as you possibly can. This is even more tempting if you don't feel that you've really made it, or you haven't made that much progress yet, that you want to get there now. You want everything right now. And the reality is you can have everything that you want, but you're really not going to get it all at once. In fact, trying to get it all at once is a recipe for not getting any of it at all. People pleasing is another thing you've got to watch out for here as well. So this could be one of the reasons why you often don't say no, is because you don't want to rock the boat or upset anybody, or you feel that you have to help people and do this. Whereas what you're ultimately saying no to is yourself. You're not doing the things that are going to progress you the fastest and the best. So you end up working for everyone else, and they're not paying your bills. So you have to get focused on what's going to matter for yourself. Doesn't mean you should always say no to everybody, but you may have to get a bit better at putting up some healthy boundaries that protect what really matters to you and allow you the time and space to move forward to, and then figure out what you have to offer in addition to that if you're going to help other people out. But getting out of the habit of people pleasing is definitely going to help you. Overachievers as well is a real danger. If you think you can have everything right now all at once and you just want to go for it, understand that you're going to achieve much faster and you're going to fly much further if you can be more focused on what you're doing. So what's the process to making this happen? Well, number one is simplify. You have to make your life a bit simpler. And this is going to mean turning your back on some of the things that you feel are important right now and focusing on your big rock. Maybe not exclusively, but being more focused on it and not picking up too many little rocks along the way that you're trying to carry along with it. Get the progress and momentum you need to. When you can get your big rock over the top of the hill and you'll find it has its own momentum, that's the time to start looking at picking up some of the other rocks and focusing on other things that are going to add to your experience and benefit you as well. So if you haven't got that momentum yet and your big rock isn't where you need it to be, and your big rock is the metaphor for your main source of income, your main focus, if that's not where you need it to be, then you absolutely should not be spending too much time focusing on other things. So say no. Get into the practice of saying no to people. You don't have to do it in a mean way. Just do it in a way that actually puts up a healthy boundary for you. And some people might not like it at first that you're saying no to them if they've been used to you always saying yes. But explain why you're doing it and explain that you maybe will help when you can, or sometimes allow them to empower themselves, because sometimes you saying yes to people is preventing them from doing it themselves when they are perfectly capable. So sometimes the most empowering thing you can do for somebody is to say no. But if someone genuinely needs help and they can't help themselves and you can help them, then maybe you can say yes. That's going to be up to you. So decide what your big rock really is as well. If you have more than one, if you have, I have all of these different aspects, I'm not saying that you have to completely say goodbye to them. You are going to have to decide which one is the most important, which one, if I focused on it the most right now, is going to get me the best results the fastest, and get focused on that. Come back to the other ones when you have some more momentum, when things are taking on a life of their own, when you can start to delegate some of the tasks out for your business and you're actually generating income. That's going to be a good time to be thinking about, well, do you want to add something else to it? Maybe expand on what you're doing, or look at some of those other potential objectives you have as well. So you're going to have to decide what you need to shelve for now or cut completely. And this is tough. This is something you probably don't want to do. I know from my own experience, it's very hard to pull things away when you want them all and they all seem important to you. But this is going to pay dividends. If you need help with that, contact me or find yourself a good coach, and we'll help you get a bit of clarity around this. but get clear on what your big rock is and think about what needs to be cut away or at least shelved for now so that you can get focused on it. And don't just think about this as well. Thinking about it is only going to get you so far. You have to take action on it. As the amazing ancient philosopher Lao Tzu said, to know and not to do is to not truly know. So if you know what to do, you can't just spend all your time thinking about it. You have to take some action on it. Action is the only thing that's going to see any changes. If you can do this, I'd love to hear how you get on. So tell me your results that you get from making these changes. And I hope that this is beneficial to not just speakers and trainers and presenters, but to anybody who could do with being a bit more focused and working on their big rocks. So that's it for today. I'm off to a meeting, but I will see you again tomorrow for another Daily Present, hopefully with no technical issues. Have a great one.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe, and make sure you follow me on social media. Check out my other shows, Speaking of Influence and Points of Change. And wherever you are, have an amazing day. Time to get back to work.